and welcome to Artist Talks episode 22. My name is Anton Waldbauer and I produce and host this interview for you on behalf of Deep Dive Dance. If you are new to this channel, consider to subscribe so you don't miss any future interviews. Otherwise, give us a like, which will help us to reach more people so our small community can keep on growing. I'm delighted to introduce you our special guest today. Fantastic choreographer, successful artistic leader, and brilliant artist, Ricardo Fernando. Currently, Ricardo is artistic director and chief choreographer of Ballet Augsburg in Germany. Let's begin. Hello, Ricardo.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining me on this episode number 22.
It's an honor for me, and I'm really happy to be here with you and everybody else outside.
So I will jump straight to my question, because what I want to the most of this interview is to learn a little bit about you and to hear you speak about your art and inspiration and your work and your journey as an artist in general. Can you tell us, please, how did you discover dance in your life?
Yes, it was not very common. Actually, before I started dancing, I was absolutely just like a disco dancer. So I was kind of John Travolta of Brasilia, the capital of my country.
Oh, wow.
All I wanted to do in that time in my life, in my youth, was only to go to the disco. No more, no less. I was actually 21 years old when I started dancing to do my first ballet class. I didn't understand why people had so many mirrors. I said, why they have to look at that? I didn't understand anything, but it was more because I need a partner for a dance competition in the disco. I was always competing alone as a solo, and I want to compete as a couple because it was like a very important title in Brazil, like a superstar of Brazil. I said, I love this title. I need this. And then my partner was then a ballerina. And it was my brother who knows. I said, I know this girl, she's a ballerina. Jurema, she will be very good for you. I said, ballerina, what is that? I have never heard about ballet before. We did a competition, we won by coincidence. And then back to my job, because I was working since I was 18 years old. So we had to make money because, of course, in my family, we don't have money that people could do this really hobby dance. Yeah. So I had to really work from morning to 6 in my normal. I was what we call in Germany Beamter. So I was working for the municipality or for the government. It was so boring to be in the office the whole time doing nothing. Every music I was dancing and singing. And my boss was saying like, we're going to lose everybody the job because of you. And then a friend of mine said, Ricardo is going to come to dance in Brasilia, the best dancer in the planet. You have to see him. I know he's good for you. You need to do this. But I said I had no money. And it was Mikhail Baryshnikov, no more, no less. So I had no money to pay. She bought the ticket. So I went there, and he was really dancing with Sandra Rodriguez. And he did, of course, the pas de deux of 𝘁𝑒𝑐𝑜𝑠𝑠 and Don Quixote. So more than this, And I was sitting, it was in a gymnasium for 5,000 people, like basketball gymnasium in Brasilia.
Wow.
And I was absolutely in shock that a man could fly, could turn, could fool a woman like all over the place, and it was beautiful. And then, of course, everybody's screaming. I love that part. I said, oh, this is good. and then I went, but not in the ballet. I went to the fashion show to learn how to walk and, things. And then I met another teacher for modern dance. And then they said, oh, you need to do modern dance if you want to do fashion show. I said, oh my God, why I have to do this? And then I said, okay, what shall you say? You have to do ballet. And then they started, so you have a talent. I said, what is talent? I never heard about this. It was, for me, was like dance was to go in the disco Saturday, Sunday. And work till I die. But at the end, I met this girl. I went there. I did 1 week of jazz class. And the owner of the school, she saw my class. And then she called me. Said, oh, I heard you're really talented, but you're really talented. You should do ballet. I said, oh my God, what is this? Then it was the next step. And she gave me really about like 1, almost 2 months ballet alone. And that was the turning point of my life.
Yeah.
Till that day where she gave me the first ballet class, everything was pretty easy. I love to dance and all that, but I had too much energy. I was killing myself with energy. But the day she told me, put your hands on the bar, look to the mirror, do the first position, show me combinations, and put the music, in this minute, something happened in my soul, or I don't know what. And then, man, I tell you, that's it. I knew it. This is what I was looking for. And then I never went away.
Really incredible. Wow. How and why did you transition to choreography? How that happened? Where this interest came from?
Very simple. It's the same thing I always advise still to today my dancers. Because I work with my dancers like I think it should be. I work with them totally open, totally honest, and I tell them about my own experience. So when I joined Rio, it became something very nice. In Rio, we had few guest choreographers.
Yes.
And then those guest choreographers, as I was in the Corps de Ballet, they had the soloist people to work with them already for solo parts and stuff like this. And they were more neoclassic choreographers. They went not for the classic. So that was also my luck. I said, okay, the classic ballet is done already, but in the neoclassic contemporary, I could take more risk. And I knew it's very close to the disco time.
Yes.
So I know what is a choreographer. I was already the disco time a choreographer, and nobody told me.
Yes.
So to be a choreographer, as me, you have to be improviser. Start from that. If you are a classic ballet choreographer, you even can choreograph without improvisation. Because you know the step. Do our best to tennis, please jump. So this everybody can. But in the disco, you improvise, go crazy. Yeah. And that's what I do, and what I do to my dance. But in Rio, when came the guest choreographers, I was, of course, going crazy, but I was really quick learner. I could learn so fast. And I could almost guess what they wanted.
Yes.
And then they were always focused on me. And even from the group, they want me to do solo parts. So it was a political drama in Rio because I could not do. Oh, you just joined the company. So then when I joined the company, when I was about 26, I want to choreograph because I felt I'm doing with the choreographers together.
Yes.
So maybe I can do myself. And then, of course, the director of the opera told me oh, are you crazy? You have to be old to be choreographer. And then the choreographers were old. And then I said, I didn't know that.
I didn't know it's a rule.
Exactly. But the feeling of choreograph was very strong. Based on that politic, I decided, and today I'm the most thankful person to my wife, which is Carla Silva. Carla was already a big dancer in the company. She was really amazing soloist. And I told her, if I stay here, I'm not going to do, and I'm going to live here just complaining like every classic ballet dancer likes to do in a big company. And then we moved to Europe.
And what is the hardest thing for you of being a choreographer?
Time limit, because the master of work I did as a choreographer, I did when I started already to be ballet director in Bremerhaven in Germany in 1993. I was turning 33. I was still too young to join a director, but I wanted to do this already because I have done in St. Gallen in Switzerland 4 years as an assistant of my director. I was assisting everything, all the ballets, all the operetta, all the music, all any stuff. And then I said, I have to do the next step.
Yeah.
And then I wrote everywhere. So I was 1 year dancer of the Zurich Ballet during my transition, waiting to be director.
Okay.
But that was since 𝘉𝘢𝘭𝑚 till today.
Yeah.
The biggest problem, because when you are the ballet director and then you have guest choreographers and staff, all you don't have is time for yourself. Because of course, I try to do my best for my guest choreographers, give them time, and then you have to run always behind time. But I wish I would have a lot of time to go to the studio, take time. But I don't know if I will manage because I don't like to choreograph too slowly, and it's not my style.
Yeah.
I come, I'm pretty prepared when I come. I know what I want, I know the idea, and then start to develop with the dance. I improvise a lot with them, and then I learn a lot after that. I don't need to do alone. I can work with my people. Yeah. Therefore, I need to hire people that I trust, that I know they are better than me, and then we can do something from that.
What do you think is qualities the most important for you in your dancers? What are you looking for in them?
Well, on my dancers, simplicity. I'm working in Augsburg right now. It is, I only can say, which is absolutely honest from the bottom of my heart, is almost like a living in paradise. We are 18 dancers, we're going to be 20. And, I trust them a lot. They trust me 120%. And today I can't talk to men and women in my company as a dancer. I can't talk to them like this anymore. We reach the moment that they are men, women, which has the talent of move like a crazy and take part on everything. And they are curious because I tell them about my life. I never hide anything from them.
Yeah.
So then they see, okay, in front of me is a normal human being. I am a normal human being.
Yeah.
So I give them a lot of real conversation. I say to them, don't stay on the other side. Just thinking, how easy is this? It's too complicated. And it's for both sides.
Yes.
But there is a lot of trust, and this is what is very important for me.
Yeah, no.
Trust.
You had a quite big endeavor into classical story ballets. For example, Giselle was a very successful production that was very popular. And I wanted to ask you, as a choreographer, why revisiting those existing works were interesting for you back then?
Well, I think as more we can learn from the past and don't forget what was good, I think you only can succeed. When I was dancer in the company in Rio, I saw every time they put the big ballets, it was always sold out. When I do my own stuff in the classic ballet, of course, I cannot choreograph the classic style like it is. That's why I will not do, because it's not my taste. But I believe a lot the audience, they need to follow something. And story ballets, I mean, tell me, this is great. I just have to really reinvent my own way of moving. Every story ballet that I did, I kept the idea. I never changed. I have never changed one music from the original composer, because I think those musics, they are so brilliant to dance. And then if you do in another style, I think it's become even better and much more closer to dancers from today. Of course, each choreographer have their needs. And I agree with each one, they have to do their thing. But story ballet is good to have audience. I'm not ready to work 8 hours a day in the studio, plus at home, plus everywhere like we do, and go to dance for 20 people. That's not my style.
Your latest creation, Kinesphere, please tell us about this very special work.
I have to say thanks to my intendant, 𝘉𝘢𝘭𝑭𝘦𝘵 in Augsburg. First of all, because he's a very modern guy. Another type of intendant, which is very much media. André had a connection with this industry from the robot, which is called Kuka, which is from Augsburg. They spoke together, and then was a possibility to do something. And he called me straight away. He said, Ricardo, I think this is a perfect situation for you to create a ballet. We were in Corona time. I said, okay, I have no idea. I check in the internet, what have people done with a ballet or with robot together? Really, I was surprised, almost nothing. And then, well, what I can say, I have the best company in the planet. The dancers are amazing. Man, you know, we have 1.5 year Corona.
Yeah.
My dancers were always there present. They follow. We had ideas. Guys, let's do like this. Let's 2 groups, 3 groups all together, whatever. And that was what necessary for Kinesphere because we had less time. This giant hall, like industry hall, super dirty, super cold. And I just told them, guys, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to be easy. Let's go there. But they were so inspired because they saw the chance. So now we have what? The first ever worldwide made 30 minutes ballet with an industry robot. What about that? Nobody did it, only we, and this was in Augsburg. And everybody which is in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland can watch. So you have to have the goggle here, and you have a turn chair. That's the main thing.
I also read on the internet that your company or theater is actually send the goggles to those who buys the ticket. No, that's incredible.
Yes, it's really true. It's really true. We have, I think, over 500 or a little bit.
What other lessons or kind of good positive things you have learned during this period of pandemic?
Let's say what I learned most is how important it is to manage to be alive, man. I tell you honestly because I still so sad with that so many people still saying that Corona doesn't exist. I'm not even saying the name, this man in Brazil that everybody knows how is the name, even is my country. This is sad, it's disgusting, and you know, I have so many people close which lost their people, lost mother, father, brother. I mean, come on. It's super sad, the whole story. So I think Corona, it's more like a big waking call for us. And I think if we don't take this serious, because we are very far from finished from Corona. And that's, I think, is the biggest lesson. And you have to have discipline, man. And I think for us in ballet, we have this, thanks God. Yes. Really, we are so disciplined in something. That's why I'm very thankful to my dancers in Augsburg. I had not really a minute problem with my dancers. They took straight away all the information from the government, but it was too bad. We lost a lot of opportunities, and that's why we are trying now to go crazy in this new season.
I also discovered that already back in the 90s, you organized one of the first AIDS benefit gala.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you why was this important for you to make such an event?
It was a must for me. I was already directing the ballet in 𝘠𝑒𝑚𝑒𝑟. And then in 1996, unfortunately, I lost my brother in AIDS. And that was really a big drama because my brother could be alive. So for me, Corona is not too much different from what I had before. Yeah. So in that time, you remember we were still discussing AIDS, and then AIDS was kind of, is only, let's say, gay people or homosexual people. Yeah. And then, of course, turn straight away, must be ballet dancers. So you know how was the whole situation. Everybody was looking to us like Oh my God. And then for me, it was pretty hard. So then when I lost my brother, I was thinking, we cannot just sit and wait for something more happen, because you know what was the biggest problem? My brother, we managed to keep him alive 6 years in Brazil. But we only managed because I had the money that I was living in Switzerland and in Germany. So I could buy the medicament, because otherwise everybody was just dying. But I could buy the American medicament in that time that he could live. So then when I come to Germany, I thought, oh, it's a rich country. It was the same problem in Germany. Because you have in Germany something very nice. They call 𝐻𝐴𝐻𝑉𝑒. Each city has this organization, which is brilliant. So they take care of all the people which has a AIDS sickness, and in any way. So I went to them because of my brother's situation. Then I told them, how you guys do? They said, we have so much problem with money. So there I said straight away, okay, I know what to do. Because I came from Brazil with a lot of experience how it was doing galas. So I wrote a letter and to all my friends in that time, directors, if they could help me. It became historical, what I'm going to tell you. It was 1997. And they were only doing galas in Berlin for opera. Like these big stars. But ballet galas, to that time, was no one. Special Benefits Gala, we were really the first. And then I wrote, that was historical. Why? Because it took 4-hour show. It's no joke. It's on the video. I had 30 directors wrote me, we are coming. And as was my first, I didn't know how to say no. So too late.
Of course.
Everybody came. Then it was like, till today, I'm the most thankful person in the planet.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, in the audience, they resist the whole time. We could never stop because we never know when it's pause or when it's whatever. It was just going forever. and then I learned, but then it was brilliant because in Bremerhaven, the AIDS Gala is still today. And then when I moved to Regensburg, I started the Gala in Regensburg too. The Gala is still till today. And then I moved to Hagen. I create the Gala. The Gala is still till today. And that's what we do.
So it's incredible legacy that you're leaving behind the theater.
Yes, and I'm really proud of that because we still need a lot of things. AIDS is not also away from the planet.
No, of course, it's sometimes they call it like a secret pandemic or something like that. You know,
exactly.
Some also, you know, issue people don't want to talk about openly. Almost, it's almost like you know.
I know we have to talk open about everything. It's better.
It's really strange.
But we have one project that I want to tell you because this is not very much published, but I think it's one of the most important things I have done in the dance. In our Hagen time, it was asked me if I would have wish to work with people with disability, not dancers, and that was the trick. So like really normal young people, which yes, they are on the wheelchair or they have any kind of brain problem or body problem, whatever. And then I said, wow, that's a challenge. I have never thought about it. And then I went into this place where kids are always brought by the family to live there because the family doesn't want to have this at home. It's sad. It's sad. But then that was amazing. They were so happy I was there and they spoke about so many dreams. And then I said, oh my God. And then I said, I went alone because I said, I don't know how the dancers will react. But I'm always very confident. Always when I return to my dance, I tell them, guys, I make them believe this is going to be great. And then I brought them. So the dance went like this, Ricardo, this is a dream. We need to do this, we need to do this. So we did one project I call Closing the Gap. So between us and society. Living in a country like Germany and many rich countries, do you see people really with disability in the street? Where are they? How many people we see, honestly, in a wheelchair? When I was working on the project, I said, but where is everybody? People are hidden somehow, honestly, from the society. It's a pity because they have a lot to give. We made it. And then it was amazing. A mother was sitting and watching that show. I didn't know what I'm telling you, I know today. Her son was dancing, one of these disabled guys, and then unfortunately this woman died. And then I got invited by to what we call 𝘊𝘪𝘊𝘀 in Germany, theater friends, gremium which always support the theater. I was called to meet them, and they said, Ricardo, something happened. This lady died, but when you created Closing the Gap for only the kids which were disabled, she saw the show, and she said her son have never ever been so happy in the entire life.
Yeah.
And she left for you 100,000 euros.
No.
Is that crazy?
Oh.
She left me 100,000 euros, and the theater could not use, only me. And and I could do what I wanted. So you know what I did? I took the money and I create, if I'm not mistaken, maybe one of the first or one of the only festival for disabled people in Hagen. And I could invite 5 companies international from all over the world. And that was the amazing thing I think I did in Hagen.
What other artists that you get inspired by?
Well, but you know, I have to, this is not complicated for me because I'm very honest on that. The first person that I really was very inspired, not only because of choreographing, was not the point, was 𝘍𝘀𝘀𝘀, but because I saw an interview from 𝘍𝘀𝘀𝘀. When I was also in my time of 𝘉𝘀𝘀𝘀, I had a lot of questions because I also came from a classic ballet, and then I started to do neoclassic, contemporary in St. Gallen, but I didn't know where to go, what you can do. Oh my God, you cannot do it, because the ballet is like this, no? You cannot speak, you cannot scream, you always fake.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, I don't want to do so fake forever. What can I do? But then there was an interview from 𝘍𝘀𝘀𝘀𝘀, where this person asked him, but John, it was like long ballets like 𝘍𝘀𝘀𝘀𝘀𝘀 always do. But in your ballet, I saw that you had the Schleppchen, point shoes, and barefoot. How you mixed all that? Kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And Jen saw like, he said like this, really? I have never saw that I did that. And then it was like this, I do what is for the piece. I'm not thinking that I have point shoes or not. They said like this. You know, from my beginning, this was a lot. Maybe not for many people, but for me, it was like a freedom. Like, Ricardo, do what you want. Nobody have to care about it. So, of course, I care a lot about everything, believe me. I'm not just like, I do my thing. If the audience like, I fine. If they don't like, I don't care. No, it's not like this. This was one, of course, like everybody, to see the breakthrough of Matsek, like breaking all the rules was brilliant. But I think that must inspire that I could never dance, unfortunately, is 𝘠𝑠𝑠𝑠. 𝘠𝑠𝑠 was for me what dance is all about. This finesse, this legato way, this I mean, it's everything. 𝘠𝑠𝑠 is for me everything. 𝘠𝑠𝑠 was, and I think is still a super brilliant person.
Why dance is important?
I mean, I think dance move people. Dance bring hope. That's why I think dance is something that it's really a pity, and I hope some government will change their mind. Like some countries that I go, so many talents, and even in my country like this, and we need much more support. We really need much more support, because with dance is, in my opinion, the easiest way to bring people to the theater. Because you have movement, now we can speak, we can sing, we can do anything in dance. Yeah. And dance is so free today, it's so free. You reach really every people around, you can reach with dance. It's not so elitaire. It was before with the classic ballet, let's say a little bit, a way of really start culture with young people. And they get inspired. And I think it's, for me, it's just everything. I mean, everything I reached in my life was through dance.
First of all, thank you. And then I want to wish you all the best luck in whatever future projects that comes to your mind and to your heart that you want to achieve.
Well, first of all, of course, I have to say thank you back to you, because it's a brilliant project. I think it's a very good thing, because it's nice when people know also the other choreographers that you brought. or directors or dancers or artists from the other side. Something like, what is your human side on this whole thing? And I think we are really moving by this humanity. And I really love that.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interview interesting and inspiring. Make sure you have a look at our full playlist right here on YouTube, where you can find many wonderful interviews with fantastic artists. Remember to support dance and art from me, Anton 𝘉𝘠𝑎𝑢𝑟, and on behalf of Deep Dive Dance, we thank you. Until next time.